Hello, boys and girls. This is Allie from Don't Panic Games. We want to personally thank each and every one of our faithful backers for your continued support. We know you've been more than patient, and here it is, the gameplay demonstration of Drakerys, the first of many miniature games from Don't Panic Games. The scenario has 3 objectives. Control the maelstrom in the center of the table, kill the enemy leader, and keep your own leader alive. First, we roll 1 die to decide who is the first player. The first player's activation token is placed on top of the second player's. Then, the unit's activations begin. This orc unit can do 2 actions. Let's walk twice, using the small ruler. Each action costs 1 time sequence, also called TS. The unit ends its activation and gains a stress marker. Then the activation token is moved twice. The unit's activation ends. My token is ahead of my opponent's. Now he becomes the active player and can activate any unit. The conscripts are going to do the same. Walk twice, gain a stress marker, and move the token twice on the time path. The Irosian player is on the top of the pile on the time path. He is still the active player and can keep on playing. The bowmen are activated. Walk 10 centimeters and shoot right in front of them. I hope they miss. Let's measure the distance between leaders. It is between 20 and 30 centimeters. Opposition value will be 3, 1 per increment of 10 centimeters, even if incomplete. The ranged attack value for the bowman is 2, compared to 3 of the opposition value. The result is -1. The corresponding threshold on the universal action table is 7 or more, on each 10-sided die. Dang it! 3 successes! One of them is even a critical as it's a 10. Allows the player to roll an extra die with the same threshold. It's time to see the injuries. Orcs have a resistance of 4, and the bows a strength of 3. The result is still -1 between the action value and the opposition value. The threshold is still 7 or more. It's a failure. I will suppress my sadness. 2 actions were spent. The activation is done for this unit, which gets a stress marker, and the token is moved forward on the time path. Now, my orcs become the active players. I move my orcs again, trying to come and control the maelstrom in the center, but I finally decide to use my second action to charge. The unit is moved in combat with the conscripts, and thus I have a combat action to execute. It's time for initiative. Charge gives +1 to the characteristics. Orcs have an initiative of 2 + 1 = 3. Irosian conscripts also have an initiative of 3. Everyone will combat at the same time. My orcs roll their dice. Combat value is 4. Charge gave them +1 to the combat value. Conscripts have a combat value of 3. The difference between the action value and the opposition value is +1, giving a threshold of 5 or more to the orc's roll. Critical 10s will generate extra rolls for more chances of success. Now it's time to see to the injuries again. Strength is 3, resistance is 2. 5 or more is needed. 5 conscripts die. It was a good death. But they will still attack as the initiative was the same. No injuries. Combat ends. 5 Arosians fell. No orcs were injured. Are you surprised? It's time to check the combat results. My orcs charged, gaining 1 point. They caused more injuries, gaining another point. Since both armies had the same number of stress markers, it added squat nothing. But my orcs have numeric superiority, and so I add 1 more point. The opposition value for the morale check of the conscripts is 3. Their morale value is 2. The threshold is 7 or more with 2 dice. As they are 20 centimeters away from their leader, they have an additional die to roll. 1 success. The unit keeps its composure. A failure would have destroyed the unit completely, and that would be so sad. But for now, the unit gets another stress marker. My orcs have finished their activation. They also get another stress marker. It's time to count the cost of these actions on the time path. Because of the stress markers, each action is going to cost 1 more per stress marker on the unit. 6 TS are spent. 2 for the walking instead of 1, and 4 for the charge instead of 3. My orcs are way ahead of the Arosian player on the time path, who now becomes the active player.